We are back. We are back for another episode of Big Six Bands. Of course, it's another Florian Wirtz update. I know you guys have been with me following this saga. I've been monitoring it very closely as well, making sure that I'm bringing you guys as much information as soon as I get it. And of course, today is the price reveal for Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Of course, the journal that I've been following has called everything absolutely spot on, and he's got things before the likes of Fabrizio on Ornstein as well. So very, very trusted source, as he's got everything right so far. So credit to him. Listen, before we do get started though, make sure you smash that like button below. We got to 910 likes in the last video. Maybe we'll see if we can break that 1K. So you know what? I'm saying 1K likes. I don't know if we're gonna get it, but I'm gonna say 1K likes. Now we like a challenge. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. We're approaching 18,000. We're about 300 subscribers away, so let's make sure we get there. So hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel for the latest updates throughout this saga and many more sagas should they happen throughout the transfer window later on in the summer as well as you go along. But listen, back to basics. Let's actually get back to the topic at hand. Florian Wirtz. We've obviously discussed why he chose Liverpool. We've discussed the fact that, we gave the update of what's kind of happened with Manchester City pulling out and being rejected. Bayern Munich, how things didn't go down well in that saga as well. We have now some more information. There's been a lot of talk of the price tag. Since Florian Wirtz has decided to choose Liverpool, there's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of people trying to, talking down on my boy Flo. You know what I'm saying? Hustle and Flow. Flow Rider, Lil Uzi Wirtz hard, play hard. You know what I'm saying? We got Wirtz to do. You know what I'm saying? All in the good days, Wirtz. You get it? There's a lot of guys talking down on Liverpool in terms of the price and the deal. Now, I want you to tell me in the comments below what is a suitable price that you guys would actually, what price would you pay to bring Florian Wirtz to your club for, like, let's say a 5-year deal currently this summer? Because the way I see it is that rival fans are using the price tag to drag down the actual value of this signing, the shockwaves it sends over Europe, the message it sends to the rest of the Premier League, even, the amount of creativity that it brings just quality-wise, how it looks like the grass could be greener at Liverpool when at times, even though we're in winning positions, the grass hasn't been greener. Rivals are using this to drag us down and say he's overpriced and he's this and he's that. Obviously, Bayern were quoted at 150 million euros. Yeah, that's 128 million pounds. And of course, that is a number that's been thrown around. It's too much money. You're breaking records. Can you spend money after that? Well, listen, according to Bayern Space, and we're gonna literally get let's actually get the message up now. Let's get the tweet up now so we can see on the article. You can see, according to Bayern Space, by the way, drop him a follow. He's been, again, he has got everything absolutely spot on with this transfer saga. So if you want to find out some more stuff, I've obviously gone through a few things already regarding Bayern Space, and he's breaking things down into every detail. So you guys can see here that he popped out, because this is the part that I actually missed originally when he's put out this tweet. But if you see it here, he says the 150 million price tag myth is a myth and a lie, pushed by lazy journalists who pretend to figure. Fernando Caro mentioned over a year ago in a Spanish interview. Yeah, he repeated a figure which he already walked back 2 weeks ago when asked about it again. So he's kind of looking to debunk this. Every club involved, whether foreign or Bayern Munich, has always known the actual price for this summer was never, and again, never 150 million euros or 128 million pounds. The real number has consistently been a base fee of 100 million euros, which is 85 million, with 20 to 30 million euros in add-ons / or bonuses, whatever you want to call it. When the news breaks between Liverpool and Bayern Munich and Liverpool, check the numbers and come back to this tweet. Now, that news hasn't necessarily dropped yet, but when you're looking at these numbers here, this is the number that everyone keeps quoting Liverpool at. This is the number that that fans and journalists or, personalities are using to bash Liverpool with in terms of overpriced. It doesn't matter how good the player is, to spend this amount of money is unsolicited. Now, realistically, if the price is 100 million, and I'm trusting buying space, if he's got everything right so far, if the base price is, let's just forget the euros, if it's 85 million pounds, for me, that is an absolute snip. That is an absolute snip for Florian Wirtz. 85 million. That is a masterstroke. That is an absolute masterstroke by Liverpool Football Club. Because if we actually go and get Florian Wirtz with a base of 85 million, rising to 100, let's just say rising to about, I don't know, 110 million, because that's really what this is. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what this is. You add 85 million and then you go and add another 26 million. That's 111 million in pounds, of course. Now, of course, that will be a record signing. It's around a similar price to Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Declan Rice, that type of signing. But of course, it's nowhere near the evaluation of this 150 million that everyone keeps talking about. Everyone going 100 million, 100 million. Don't listen to that noise. This is a deal that will probably be paid in installments. And of course, if we, again, go through the sale of Darwin Núñez, then this signing doesn't seem as expensive as it looks. It's a masterstroke. And we do have some more news that's coming that I'm gonna flip to it in a minute, but we're going to focus on this for a little bit longer. This is a financial signing which is very plausible for Liverpool, because if we get him for 85 million and not the 128 million that's been reported that everyone keeps talking about, this extortionate price, this allows space for Liverpool to continue to expand and broaden our squad for, you know, post Florian Wirtz. You're looking at Frimpong. When you look at Jeremy Frimpong, this is a signing that's going to cost us between 6 and 7 million a year, because it's a buyout clause split into 5 payments over the contract. So it's about 35 million or so, between 30 and 40 million, and it's split into 6 and 7 million in between it. Let's just say 7 million for now. So let's say 7 million up front for Jeremy Frimpong. Kirkes is probably going to cost us about 40 mil. That's 47 mil. We go and spend our 85 million up front as a base fee, probably going to be in installments anyways. But let's just say for continuity's sake that we pay 80 million, 85 million. That is 100, and that's about what, 40, 47. Go and add that to 85. That's about 120 million, between 120 and 130 million in pounds on 3 different players. And that is actually less. That's the same amount that we're actually reporting. You know, if we look at 128 million, that's quoted right here. This price, this number is actually what we're getting for Frimpong, for Kirkes, and for Florian Wirtz put together, not just for Florian Wirtz alone. So this is a masterstroke for Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, doing an amazing job in terms of looking at the price. So what you're hearing about this 300 million, you know, package that City turned away from, no. City were rejected. Bayern were rejected. Now, the deal isn't done, and I'm not saying that everything is in place right now, but everything is pointing towards Liverpool. Florian Wirtz has chosen Liverpool, and this will not be an extortionate price that everyone thinks of. So Liverpool fans, do not, Liverpool, I just want to say this one more time. Look at me, look at me, fucking look at me, Liverpool fans. Do not fold when people talk about how expensive this and that, because if they were signing Florian Wirtz, no one would be talking about, oh, he's too expensive. Oh, he's going to be on fraud watch since day one. Oh, I don't know if he's going to live up to, I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear all that. No one cares. Do you know what I'm saying? If you could get Florian Wirtz for 85 million pounds, you lot are doing it. You lot are grabbing Wirtz quickly, and you're not thinking twice. So don't make it a problem when we do it. Don't worry about our funds. The money is there. I can guarantee you the money's there. We haven't spent properly in 12 windows. All our manager got was Federico Chiesa and Mamardashvili on a loan, who hasn't even arrived at Liverpool Football Club. And that's for the last 3 windows. And before that, we'd sell players anyway. And we're going to sell players this window. So we are more than in the plus. PSR is not a problem either. We are absolutely fine. And the club is trying to make big moves very quickly before we move into pre-season, which is something that Arne Slot specifically wants. So here's another thing that I wanted to show you guys. And this could make the price even cheaper. So Pletigo, you know, Florian Plettenberg has also reported that offers are being sent back and forth between Liverpool and Leverkusen. Leverkusen are trying to get a player out of Liverpool, and you can assume an agreement will possibly be reached this week for the transfer of Florian Wirtz. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys that specifically, the reason I'm doing that is because if we are able to exchange a player for the price of Florian Wirtz, then that 85 million could drop even more. And if we can, and now I don't know what player you guys would want to give to Leverkusen. Let me know who you would trade or who you would offer, what player you'd give Leverkusen for Florian Wirtz. They're losing a 10. So who would you give in exchange? Could it be Harvey Elliott? Could it be Jarell Quansah? Could it be Joe Gomez? Who could it be? It could be any one of these players who could easily knock off 20 million. Easily knock off 20 million on a case like this. You know, I think you could look at Joe Gomez as maybe 15 to 20 million. Jarell Quansah's very young, so he's got years ahead of him. That could be 15 to 20, maybe even 25 million. Dare I not push it to even 30? Harvey Elliott's a player whose future is a little bit in doubt just because of maybe whether he's going to be in the future plans or not. That could be another 30 million. That could be 30 million. I'll push Harvey Elliott towards 30 million, 35 million even. That drops that price from 85 down to 50 up front. At that point, it doesn't even have to be paid in installments. And if it is, what a bargain. We could be looking at a serious bargain for Florian Wirtz. And I'm just trying to think what players we could offer. The first name on my list is probably the three I mentioned. As I said, Quansah, Gomez, Harvey Elliott, maybe. Obviously, they're not in for a striker, so we can't necessarily offer them maybe Darwin Núñez, which would probably substantially lower the fee. Maybe a Diogo Jota, but I think they seem fine with Patrick Schick and what they're doing over there with him. He's got 21 goals in 31 games for them. I don't think they're going to feel any sort of pressure in terms of the striking options over there. But genuinely speaking, they are probably going to go and get Garnacho. I hear whispers of that. Obviously, Ten Hag is looking to be their manager as well. They've already given us Jeremy Frimpong, so the working relationship between the two teams is fine. It's not skewed like it is for Bayern Munich. So these are all the little finer details that I feel like aren't necessarily being spoken about in the context of this deal. You know, I feel like there's a lot of details that still need to be figured out. And I know for some who are being a bit more impatient about it, you know, oh, he's chosen Liverpool. Where's the here we go? Why hasn't he signed yet? Why hasn't he traveled over? This is a very complex deal with a lot of money involved. So it's not going to happen straight away. I reckon there's still going to be another 3-4 days. We're probably going to be hearing some more headlines about things, whether it's going to happen or not. You listen, the player wants Liverpool, and that's all that matters right now. And the fact that there's going to be a little bit of time extra added onto this because there's maybe a player that Leverkusen probably want or that we're willing to offer in exchange, then that can bring the price down and it will be worth the wait. It saves us some money and it allows us to put money in for a striker, which we're going to need because we probably will sell Darwin Núñez, or Diogo Jota's future isn't necessarily guaranteed. Luis Diaz has been linked to Saudi and Barcelona. Cody Gakpo has been linked to Bayern Munich. Our attacking players are being linked away from the club. That's not to say we're going to lose them, but, you know, outgoings are going to matter. Outgoings are definitely going to matter. I'm going to show you guys one more piece as well in terms of the tactical breakdown. And I think this is very much worth the 100 million price tag, 100 million euros, that's 85 million pound price tag that we're talking about. So the impression that Arne Slot has left on Florian Wirtz was unlike anything he had experienced before. Throughout multiple Zoom meetings, Slot presented a clear and detailed vision supported by extensive video material that even traced Wirtz's development back to his early youth days. So it shows Liverpool have been long-term admirers of the player and have definitely caught wind of what he's been doing long before he was in the limelight at Leverkusen. It also goes, we also carried on to say he highlighted the progress that Wirtz had already made, pointed out areas for further improvement, and laid out a well-structured plan for how he would be integrated into the team. Probably something that was probably struggled, that Vincent Kompany, I'm guessing, and maybe Pep struggled to do that, I'm guessing. What resulted in the most, what resonated most, was the tactical clarity. Wirtz was shown a defined role within a functioning system, giving him a strong sense of direction and purpose. The entire presentation which were many and were described as highly professional and deeply thoughtful. So very much appreciated the effort and the detail that they went into to see what type of role and the importance of the role that he'd play at Liverpool Football Club. And to be fair, it says in contrast to conversations with Vincent Kompany was said to be very vague and left many questions unanswered. So there was uncertainty there. There was also no clarity in communication role, no coherent system, and little tactical structure in the overall impression that was that of uncertainty. The overall impression was that of uncertainty, which reportedly left Florian Wirtz feeling confused and unimpressed. And one of the key reasons as well was also having the outdated 30-year-old training facility that played a part as well, reportedly. Again, this is still buying space we're talking about here. So again, this is someone who has called everything right and everything, and he's made a very, very bold statement here in terms of the reasons why. So I just wanted to kind of add that one in there. So that tactical breakdown that Slot, Richard Hughes have put forward, on top of the fact that this is no longer a 150 million pound deal. When we look at the total price, looking at a 85 million base in pounds with major add-ons and bonuses. Listen, why not? Absolute no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer in my opinion. But listen, you lot, make sure you go and follow Buying Space as well, doing brilliant work in terms of reporting this as well. He also wished everyone well in terms of what happened at the parade, and obviously there's still, I believe, 11 that are still injured, that are recovering in the hospital after the event on Dale Street. So listen, thoughts go out. I was at the parade as well. Big up to everyone that I saw. Thoughts go out to everyone affected. It turned a brilliant day into a bit of a dark day at the same time, but it was still one of the best days of our lives as Liverpool fans, in terms of celebrations and how that went. So listen, you guys, we're going to leave the video there. You can see it right now. We're pushing towards 17,700 subs. We're about 8 subscribers away. But let's get to 18,000 and then to 20K, man. So make sure if you like this video to subscribe to the channel as well. I'm going to be covering most and all, if not all, parts of this transfer saga and the ones coming up for Liverpool as well, and the Kerkez news as it comes out over the next few days as well. So expect some Kerkez videos as well. We're going to break that down and see the details of what's going to happen with him as well. So guys, listen, smash the like button. It's been another episode of Big Six Bands. I hope you guys enjoyed this video where we break down Wirtz's actual price tag reveal. So big up, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Drop a comment and let us know what you value Florian Wirtz at if you had to pay the money up front. Take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.